Back with part 2. Amalek is not Israel. It's brother Azor. But first, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Kakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who do rule well and teach this truth in all honesty and sincerity. And salutations to you, brothers around the four corners of the earth that push this truth, risking your lives and freedom to do so. So I'm gonna jump right into it where I left off. Lamentations and chapter 4 and verse 8. Their visage is blacker than a coal, and that's their appearance. Because this is in Lamentations chapter 4, it's explaining about the famine. And Negroes get darker when they experience famine. They become real dark. They are not known in the streets. Their skin cleaveth to their bones. And today we not known in the streets because they call us by these bywords and these proverbs. And Esau has done that to really all the nations, even himself. Have come up with a different name to call you than what the Most High call you in the scriptures. That way it's harder for you to pinpoint who is who. That's why Amalek can be in Israel and assume the identity of the Jews. But one thing, their color don't match up. You know? You got a guy named Arthur Kessler who wrote a book, The 13th Tribe. And basically he went in on his own people, saying that basically exposing them. Basically exposing those Amalekites over there as being imposters. But let's see. Go to Exodus chapter 17, because actually those so-called Jews over there are one of Israel's enemies. And I'll get it in Exodus the 17th chapter. And I'll start at verse 8. Then came Amalek and fought with Israel in Rephidim. And Moses said unto Joshua, choose us out men and go out, fight with Amalek. And it's to just to mention the Jake that I mentioned in the part 1 video about he came up with the invention or the mechanism to pull water out of the air and produce clean drinking water, and he was doing that in Flint, Michigan. His name was Moses. The scriptures say that Jacob is the former of all things. So Jacob's descendants are going to be the inventors, the creators. And we know that to be true in slavery. Jake invented everything. What does Massa need to invent anything for if he's not even doing the damn work? They invented things to make things easy on them, to make the workload easy on them. The slaves, that is. But continuing. And Moses said unto Joshua, choose us out men and go out, fight with Amalek. and morrow I will stand on the top of the hill with the rod of Yahweh in my hand. So Joshua did as Moses had said to him and fought with Amalek. And and Moses, Salakia, Aaron and Hur went up to the top of the hill. And it came to pass when Moses held up his hand that Israel prevailed. And when he let down his hand, Amalek prevailed. But Moses' hands were heavy, and they took a stone and put it under him. And he sat thereon, and Aaron and Hur stayed up his hands, the one on the one side and the one on the other. But that's an account of those so-called Jews, the Amalekites, fought against Israel. So now, fast forward all these years, they want to assume the identity of Israel, but they fit none of the prophecies, man. When did they have a yoke of iron around their necks? When were they sold on auctioning blocks? Um, we'll jump to the book of Micah. You know, this truth has been a long time hidden. You know, but the Most High has made the truth be discovered in the earth. And it's actually a scripture that tells you that the truth with the earth has been a long time without, roughly paraphrasing, shall spring forth. And that's what's happening. The truth is coming out, man. And these devils and these gutter rats, they really don't have a defense for it other than trying to kill Jake off, man. Because you're not going to stop the prophecies. And yeah, a couple, the 2/3 going to get caught up in it. Some of the men of the Lord going to be martyrs for it. But they coming back, man, with Yahweh Shai and the power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And you're going into captivity. Period. This is Micah. This is Micah chapter 4. And it's Micah chapter 4, and it reads, started from the top. But in the last days it shall come to pass that the mountain of the house of the Lord shall be established in the top of the mountains, and it shall be exalted above the hills, and people shall flow into it. And many nations shall come and say, Come and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, and the house of the power of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For the law shall go forth of Zion, and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. And he shall judge among many people, and rebuke strong nations afar off, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up a sword against nation, neither shall they learn war any more. And this is talking about the glory of the kingdom when Israel is restored back to their land, and it's peace and it's righteousness in the earth. And it said, neither shall they learn war anymore. Well, how are those people over there in Jerusalem or in Israel, claiming to be the Lord's people, claiming to be the Jews, but it's war still going on in the earth. The Lord said when Israel is back in his homeland, it's not going to be any war anymore. You got a woman on YouTube that lives in the Middle East begging for the Negroes to come back, but it's not up to us. She's over there in the war zone. She knows the prophecy, what the Bible reads, that once Israel is restored, the Israelites are restored back into their natural, their God given land, that there's not going to be any more war again. But as we see, there's still rumors of wars and talks of wars, and leading up to World War III. You know that has to happen as well. So the jig is up, man. You've been able to lie and scheme all these years, oppress, all the different nations, and that's coming to an end, man. You had your time, man. Now it's time for the earth to go back to righteousness again. But you're exposed, man. You're not who you say you are, man. If so, then they will be fitting these prophecies, man. And Vlad can bring all these people up there that don't know no better. That's how he can get away with that type of shit. But they shall sit every man under his vine and under his fig tree, and none shall make them afraid, for the mouth of the Lord of hosts hath spoken it. For all people will every one in the name of his God, and we will walk in the name of our Lord, our power forever and ever. In that day, said the Lord, will I assemble her that halted, and I will gather her that is driven out, and her that I have afflicted, and I will make her that halted a remnant, and her that was cast far off a strong nation. And the Lord shall reign over them in Mount Zion from henceforth even forever. And thou, O tower of the flock, the stronghold of the daughter of Zion, unto thee shall it come, even the first dominion. The kingdom shall come to the daughter of Jerusalem. Now why doest thou cry out aloud? Is there no king in thee? Is thy counselor perished? For pangs have taken thee as a woman in travail. Be in pain and labor to bring forth, O daughter of Zion, like a woman in travail. For now shalt thou go forth out of the city, and thou shalt dwell in the field, and thou shalt go even to Babylon. There shalt thou be delivered. There the Lord shall redeem thee from the hand of thine enemies. Now also many nations are gathered against thee, that say, let her be defiled, and let our eye look upon Zion. But they know not the thoughts of the Lord, neither understand they his counsel. For he shall gather them as the sheaves into the floor. Arise and thresh, O daughter of Zion, for I will make thine horn iron, and I will make thy house brass, and thou shalt beat into pieces, and thou shalt beat in pieces, Salakia, many people, and I will consecrate their gain unto the Lord, and their substance unto the Lord of the whole earth. The Lord is talking about when he restores Israel, not a Balfour declaration. And matter of fact, get to the book of Joel, chapter 3. For behold, and it reads from the top, For behold, in those days and in that time when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat. That is the valley of God's judgment. And currently, that's where World War III is leading up to take place. I will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations, and parted my land. See, that's that Balfour Declaration that got you Polish people that were living in Poland into the land of Israel. And they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for a harlot, and sold a girl for wine that they might drink. And that what happened in slavery. They was auctioning us off, man. Yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coast of Palestine? Will ye render me a recompense? If ye recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense on your own head, because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried it into your temples, my godly pleasant things. So the Lord got a vendetta with these heathens. Esau and Amalek at the forefront. You Hamites also, you know, all you heathens gonna pay anyway. But at the forefront is Esau, man. Man, and you Amalekites, boy, y'all may escape the missiles, but you will not escape captivity. Thus saith the Lord. The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians, that ye might remove them far from their border. Behold, I will raise them out of the place whither ye have sold them, and will return your recompense upon your own head. You're going into captivity, man, because America is the place where you sold us, man. Verse 8. And I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the children of Judah, and they shall sell them to the Sabaeans, to a people far off, for the Lord hath spoken it. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles: prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves, and come all ye heathens, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Let the heathen be weakened and come to the valley of Jehoshaphat, which they're currently gathering up over there in the Middle East, man, for World War III. You know, they all gonna be fighting each other, and when the Lord come, they're gonna turn and try to fight him. That is the reason that Trump has that Star Wars program or whatever the hell. You know, we got lasers and weapons out in space, thinking that he gonna be able to overcome the Lord, man. Come on, man. That's pride for you, man. Um, I'll continue on and end it with Joel. You know, but this guy, man, this guy Vlad's a straight liar, man. You know, if they the Jews, Then where are the other 11 tribes at then? They can't name. We can. We know who the other 11 tribes are. You know, we know who the southern kingdom and the northern kingdom is. You know, all they can say is, "Oh, we're Jewish. We're the Jews. We're Jewish." Jewish. The suffix ish means like or pertaining to. Like if I say you're being childish, that means you're acting like a child. You're not really a child, but you're acting like one. You're being like a child. You know, so just it's amazing how people are scholars and people are English majors and they're this and they're that, but they ignore the the basic principles of grammar, prefix, suffixes, context, context of conversations. Um, Verse 13, put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come get you down. Come get you down, for the press is full. The fats overflow, for the wickedness is great. Multitudes, multitudes in the valley of decision. For for the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision. The sun and the moon shall be darkened, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. Verse 16, the Lord also shall roar out of Zion and utter his voice from Jerusalem, and the heavens and the earth shall shake, but the Lord will be the hope of his people and the strength of the children of Israel. And what people need hope, what people need a savior, man. The people that's being oppressed in the earth, man. You got Israelites that reside in India that are basically pushed to the outskirts, man. The people that are Elam, which is the biblical name of the so-called East Indians, they don't deal with them, man, because they know that they're not the same. They know that they go back to the Israelite bloodline, so they live out in the outskirts of the cities, man. You got Israelites all over, man, and they're being oppressed, man, because of the curses, man. And they a lot of them look like the different nations, man. That's that speckled bird that the scriptures mention. Israel is likened to a speckled bird, coming in different colors and like that. Naomi, be quiet. Um, Verse 17. So shall ye know that I am the Lord your power, dwelling in Zion, my holy mountain. Then shall Jerusalem be holy, and there shall no stranger pass through her any more. And it shall come to pass in that day that the mountains shall drop down new wine, and the hills shall flow with milk, and all the rivers of Judah shall flow with waters, and a fountain shall come forth of the house of the Lord, and shall water the valley of Shittim. Egypt shall be a desolation, and America is spiritually Egypt, man, and it's gonna be just as a memorial of smoke, man, just burnt to a crisp, you know. And Edom, which is the so-called white races, however they want to divide it up. Oh, I'm German, or oh, I'm Russian, or oh, I'm European, or oh, I'm Australian. You all Edom, man. Oh, I'm a Jew. Oh, you the grandson of Edom, of Esau, which is Amalek, the chief of the Idumean nation, man. That's why y'all are in the high seat. Y'all own everything. Y'all got all the money. You can't even mention something about negative about a so-called Jew. They're hard anti-Semitism, and the word is Shemitic. Noah had three sons: Ham, Shem, and Japheth. Not Sim, it's Shem, and there are a few different Shemitic races or Shemitic nations. You're not the only one. Verse 19: Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom shall be a desolation. Salakia, and Edom shall be a desolate wilderness for the violence against the children of Judah. Oh my goodness! Did not the so-called white man take Judah into captivity during this transatlantic slave trade? Were they not hanging, beating, dragging behind trucks, burning them, and taking pictures with their dead bodies, man? Were they not buck breaking Judah? Were they not castrating Judah? Because they have shed innocent blood in their land. And America is filled with blood, man. From the Seminole Indians, the tribe of Gad, to Judah, Issachar. Come on, man. They ain't done nothing but shed blood in this place, man. That's how it was gotten, man. That's how this place was established, on bloodshed. So it can only be cleansed when your blood is shed. Thus saith the Lord. Verse 20, but Judah shall dwell forever, and Jerusalem from generation to generation. For I will cleanse their blood that I have not cleansed, for the Lord dwelleth in Zion. He's going to clean it up. Salakia, I got one more, and I'll end it with this, for real, this time. This is Revelations chapter 2 and verse 9. I know thy works and tribulation and poverty. Are those so-called Jews over there in poverty? No, they not. But thou art rich, and I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. You know, hey, that's exactly what they are, man. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful until death, and I will give thee a crown of life. Who's in control of the prison system, man? Is that not the so-called white man? The E's, the Edomites? So that cuts that old devil isn't real, or the devil is just a spirit. Yeah, Satan, the spirit of Satan is real, and he has a physical counterpart, Esau, which is the devil on earth. Just like the Most High is an all supreme entity, and he has earthly people, which are the Israelites. The Lord is balanced. You have a nation, a wicked nation, and you have a righteous nation. But I hope this lesson has been edifying. And with that, I'm going to say Shalom and Ababa Ball. Kwam Yasharala, and hang in there, man. We almost home, man. Fear not those that can kill the body, but the one who can kill the body and spirit. Roughly paraphrasing.